What's up? Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. Get ready for your fourth grade writing lesson today. Your learning objective. Student will be able to get my pointer. Student will be able to brainstorm ideas for their realistic fiction story by completing a graphic organizer. Realistic fiction is what we're going to focus on. You're going to be writing your own realistic fiction story. We're going to start today with our first step. Anytime we go to write, we always storm our brains, right? We brainstorm. We think of ideas. I'm going to help you with that process. First, what is fiction? Do, 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 do. Let's see. Gives information about something real, tells a story, provides facts, has characters and setting about something made up or fake. So I want you to think about which ones go with fiction. And let's talk about it. So fiction is about something made up or fake. It's not real. It tells a story. It has characters and setting. And then the other three do not go with fiction. Okay. Hopefully you can think about which genre of writing gives information, is about something real, and provides facts. We do it every week with Achieve. That is informational. All right. So fiction tells a story, character setting, about something made up or fake. Here is our anchor chart. It's a story using made up characters, but realistic. Real is the base word there. It could have really happened in life. Okay. It might be something that actually happened. It's believable. If you have pictures, they match the story. The setting is a real place, and the author is writing about the characters. Okay. Here are some examples of realistic fiction. Because of Winn-Dixie. I know those of you that are in my homeroom class, we read Because of Winn-Dixie. It's about the story of a girl who is looking for friends and she comes across a dog that helps her make some friends. This story could have really happened. It has a real setting and the characters in it could be real people. Another example is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This I know a lot of people know the story, but it's about someone writing in a diary about their lives. And the examples and the stories that the wimpy kid tells are all things that could really happen in real life. So that's why these are considered realistic fiction. And that's the kind of story you're going to be writing. Okay. So let's look at our vocabulary, the words that we're going to need to know for realistic fiction. The main ones we need to know are character, setting, problem, or conflict. They mean the same thing. Solution or resolution. Okay. Sometimes a story has a problem and then a solution, but sometimes a story has a problem and there's not really a solution. Not every problem gets solved in every story. So we would call that the resolution. The resolution is just sort of how did everything end up? Part of the resolution could be that there was a solution. But if there is no solution, that's okay. Now, for our stories, we're going to have a solution. All right. So that's the basic for vocabulary. So we have character and realistic fiction. Your characters have to be realistic. So you cannot have talking animals or aliens or a zombie. Okay. Mr. Fat cannot dress up in a suit and go to work. That would not be realistic. So think about that for your characters. They need to be real. Your setting is where it takes place. Okay, so when we think about a setting for realistic fiction, it has to be a real place. We can't say that we're on some far off planet named Gabunza. Okay, you have to come up with a setting that is a real place. Problem: the problem is something that's causing trouble for one or more of the characters. Okay, so something that's causing them from being able to do something. And then, like I said, solution. Not all stories have solutions, but in our story, we're going to have one. The solution is how the problem is solved, usually at the end of the story. Okay, our problems can be solved at the end of our stories. So that's our vocab. Now it's time for us to brainstorm. We're going to be thinking about how what kind of story we want to write. Now, for your brainstorm, you'll find your assignment on the class page. It'll pop up right as class starts. Okay, brainstorm realistic fiction. I'm going to click on it. It says open the document. Here's the document. It says your work over here. Follow the directions for filling in the document. Turn in when you're done. Okay, see this button right here? It says turn it in. Okay, some of you are not turning your work in, and then I can't grade it. Okay, grades are going to be due at the end of this week. This is our third week doing online classes, so it's time for us to do some grades. So you got to make sure you turn your work in. Some people turned work in and it was incomplete. It was blank. Nothing was done. So I wrote a note and returned it to you for you to do it again. Again, grades are going to be posted. And if you have not completed something, you're going to get a 0 for it. All right, so we're going to open our document. And it's a PowerPoint, okay? The orange boxes, these ones right here, this is what you're going to write in, okay? So on our first page, we have the character, setting, problem, and solution. So this is where you're going to think about who your characters are going to be. They can be based on people that you know, okay? So I'm going to go with a character named Joe. I have a story in mind. It's actually a story that someone else told me once about their life. I'm just going to change it just a little bit. So the person who told me the story, his name is Joe. So he's going to be a character. And then there's going to be some strangers. I don't know their names. Oh, I forgot. And Joe's mom. Now, if the box moves down like that, you just go to the next line, hit backspace, it'll move it back up. All right, the setting, where it's going to take place. This is going to be a beach in Ocean City, New Jersey. Some of you might remember that's where I grew up. Okay, so I'm using places that I know. I'm using places that I know and people I know as part of my story. That's okay. You can use a story that you know to be inspired by. You just can't completely copy the story. The problem, a storm came in while Joe was surfing, and strangers needed help. Okay, so let me think about the solution. Let's see, let's say Joe swam out and got strangers. He swam out to strangers and helped them get to shore. He helped them get back to the beach. That's what the shore is. All right, so my first slide's done. We're just going to go ahead down here to slide number 2 and answer some questions. Okay, whoops. Let me erase this because I was going to do one story and then I decided to change it. So let me just go. So if you need to erase something, oh my gosh, what is happening? Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got 2 questions to answer to make sure that this is realistic fiction. So the characters in my story are realistic because, while they are real people from a story, once heard. Okay, so they're not made up. They're not animals speaking. They're not aliens. Okay, the problems my characters face is realistic because a storm could really suddenly come up. Let's see, how could I say this? There have been storms on beaches before that have made it hard for people to get back to shore. So if you're out in the water and you're swimming and a big storm suddenly rolls in, you're going to have really powerful waves. Okay. So that's what my story is about. The storm coming in, the people can't get back to shore. And then I have an idea for how it's going to end, but I don't need to worry about that right at this moment. Okay. Once you do that, you're all done. Okay. And then you can just hit to turn in your assignment. So I filled in character, setting, problem, solution. The characters in my story are realistic because they're real people from a story I once heard. The problems my characters face is realistic because there have been storms on beaches before that have made it hard for people to get back to shore. That's something real, and I'm all done. So go back over here, click turn in. Yep, that's what I want to happen. Turn it in. All done. Now, if you go to the assignment, comments, if I write comments over here, letting you know that you need to redo it, then you need to redo it, or you're going to get a 0, because I've had people turn things in completely blank. So I need you to go back and do those assignments and then submit them again. Okay, that's all I have, people. Make sure you check your classwork because some things are going to pop up under your assignments for you to do for this week. And have a fantastic day.